Welcome back to Foundry. My name is Nilaus, and we are continuing with this glorious little let's play that it's kind of turning into. What I've done is I have now started migrating more and more stuff away from mining xenoferrite and mining technum, than actually just buying it and shipping it into our bus build. So we basically want everything we can to be coming from purchases, so we can focus our factory on making robots, as we are also doing here, making robot parts. That's hover engines, making that. What we want to do today is continuing on our robot journey, and by doing some of these robots now. So bots are wheeled, and drones are flying, and robots are walking, and these are the most expensive ones and also the most complex ones. So this is our objective today, and trying to figure out how that works. So we need a robot. In order to, we need to use an assembly line, which is complicated. We also need to do underground vein mining and CPU, but we can just skip all that by just getting a market license for CPU, and then just buy the damn CPU instead. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to be making assembly lines, which is complex, but we'll get to that hopefully. And we have 5 different robots. We're going to try to make one of them, and I think the farmer robot is the simplest one. So it needs robot parts, CPU. We can buy a CPU. We can buy polymer boards, xenoferrite plates. We buy it. Barrels is just xenoferrite plates, so we buy it. Energy cells, we're buying it. Hydraulic pistons, we can buy that because there's a license for it. And xenoferrite plates, we buy that. And also here again, buying and buying. So we need to, the only thing we don't have is the robotic parts, and there is no license for robotic parts. You can see there's a market license for hydraulic piston, but not for robot parts. So robot parts is something we need to deal with, and it requires thermite sheets, advanced machinery, we got that, electronics parts, we got that, polymer boards, we got that. So all we need is basically some thermite sheets. The thermite sheets, they, we have a production over here. We have a ship coming in with thermalite bars, and then it has to go to the underground to be transformed into sheets. I can't really reuse this because it's already, I'm not saying strained, but yeah, it needs to. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go up here, take this location, this lava shaft, build another location that gets thermalite bars, send them down there, come back up and then make a location here that exclusively makes the robot parts. So that's going to be the first thing we want to do. So we've now started making a platform out here, and we can start making, or we can make these things here, these way too big platforms, and if I'm lucky then this works like this, and it should be directly in here, so we can get from here directly in to this location. It's funny how sometimes it's a direct output and sometimes it is a loader. What this one will do is it'll get some thermalite. So we just get thermalite in here, transport wares, thermalite, yes. None of these other ships, but only the medium cargo ships. There we go. That's going to come in, and that comes in immediately. That will now go downstairs, which we then want to do up here. And that goes back out, and we just want to see that it actually works. And we have power dragged over here. Then we are going to need, if we look at our robot parts, here there are 4 ingredients, and that's going to be one of them. Then the next will be next to it. There. And these are so big. Crazy. There. And, well, someone put a mountain in the way, so that's kind of inconvenient. Luckily, we have a new and improved tool for dealing with mountains that are being obnoxious. And that's going here. Right click. Orbital laser, charge the laser, and the most annoying sound in the world. I hate that sound. It's too loud and too obnoxious. And then we just have our laser coming from a green laser here from orbit, or the slime ray, and it works quite good at removing mountains. You can see the progress bar on my handheld tool. If that goes all the way down, then it goes into cooldown mode for a little bit. So we'll try to sort of avoid that, and then just kind of carve away the mountain. But you can see how quickly it carves in here if you're sort of holding it in one space for a while. It also destroys buildings and everything else, and not the blast resistant ones, luckily, but anything that's not blast resistant is getting destroyed by the laser very easily, and it's super convenient. So this should not be a problem with us, for us to now get this one done. Let's take a look at Yeah. Going in. And then let's go downstairs and take a look at the lava lake. This is at level 6. Here we are, and you can see now this comes out. Small burst. I love this one. I love the way this elevator works. At first I was like, how is that going to work? But this is a really cool way of making it work. And they come out here. Just half of it comes in. You can see this belt is half full because it's transporting 640 down here. And then 320 comes out on either side. It goes out to some lava smelters level 2. There are 16 lava smelters here, so that gets us 320 lava or sheets back again, and that's going to be our sort of a build size. So that should be good. All right, let's get back up. So we now leveled the mountain and we have these platforms done. It's super huge. Now what we need to do is figure out what it is we want to make. Obviously I know what I want to make, but it has to be designed here. This one, robot parts. So I am getting 320 of the sheets, so that means 300. This is 160 of that, and that means 640 of that. That's kind of a lot, and also some a lot of this. So I need a lot to keep this going, and if I make 320 in, then I'm also going to take 320 out. So that's going to be our objective. 320 robot parts per minute is going to be it. So this is going to be a big build, and that means I need 40 of these assemblers. And okay, what I need to do is I want to make it like this in the middle. There. Is that even close enough? It's probably too close. Make it a little bit further away. There's no reason not to give me a little bit of breathing room here. So let's do it from that side instead. Here. Yeah, and then basically get 20 of these out on one side. Or 20 on one side, and then I'm gonna have some belts in here. And another belt on the other side. Going back. Then I'm gonna have 2 belts out here. One from one side, one from the other side. Those are still inputs. And then I'm gonna have a output belt, which will go this way, and then at the end go here. Something like this. Can you imagine that? Well, let me fill this in. Here we are. An absolute mess of a build, but yeah, I guess this is kind of what we have to do. I am going to get this in here. And this will be the next. In. That's the advanced machinery parts. Over here I get the electrical components, and over here I get the parts. So we now let this go. This will now eventually, once it saturates all the belts everywhere, it will actually also get us yeah, a lot of this. It should start working very soon, please, because they have to meet sort of in the middle. So yeah, okay, one has saturated, and there we go. That starts working in the middle because that's both things are coming in from the middle, so it should be about the middle where they start saturating, and we hopefully see little puffs of smoke everywhere. Come on, little puffs of smoke, you can do it. And I guess it's just the saturation of construction part, the electric parts, because that's the. No, it's actually a fiber. Yeah, well, it is electric parts. So these are also working. It's just a matter of will it get to the very end, and that's the fiber. What is it called? So polymer boards. Yeah, polymer boards. All right. So the last ones are working, and the last ones on the other side are working. So the whole thing seems to be working, and we are getting here. That's perfect, and it actually stacks really nicely to 200. Ooh, that means it actually is going to be easier for us to ship it. So next thing I want to do is make it into some flying ports. If we look at our construction here, then we are going to have to get it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different robot builds. So I don't know if I'm going to have one place for robot builds or I'm going to have a separate one for each of them. I like both ideas, but I don't know how that's going to work. So I'll make one, but I'll make room for more than one. That's kind of the best way. And here's our finished platform. It is just, I had room for 3 of these cargo ships, so we put 3 cargo ships in. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter that I end up having like really large buffers here. Of course, we're going to be spending some money on just building it, and it's just going to sit on these cargo ships for a while. So the question with the cargo ships is, what are we going to do now? So we have a giant area over here, and the next thing we want to do is, well, we want to find a place that we can build, potentially just build a lot of stuff. So yeah, where? Preferably not where I need to level mountains too much. And preferably not sort of on top of something I might need, although I don't think I will. This bus will just always... So maybe just like out here-ish. I'm going to make a giant platform, and this platform will be dedicated to trying to make some assembly lines. So first platform, and then we can fill it up with stuff. Oh yeah, and by the way, before we actually go to the platform, let's also just look at our galaxy map here. Because I am kind of expanding out here a little bit. We got pretty good area here, and what we're seeing now is the places that we are trying to get into here, like this sector here. I can get 2 planets, but I can't get the other ones because they have minor robots, and this one minor robots. Up here in this area I got one of them because it doesn't have anything else, but anything that has robots like farmer robots here or minor robots, personal assistant, I just can't get the market leadership. Same with this one, I can get these 2, but anything that requires miners or robots, I just don't have that. So this is the situation we're in right now. So anytime there's something here, for example, this one has 3 different robots, so I can't really start contesting that. This one has robots. If there's anything that doesn't have robots, then sure, we'll take it, or has a low amount of robots. This one is pretty good. Well, there's 2 robots. What about you? Here, this one's good. This one has 1. What about this one? Yeah, so as we can see, there's not really anywhere we can claim and make good progress on. We do want to unlock more sectors just because. So this one, acquire a license, get a ship. Do we have any ships? We only have the big ships, so I need to go back and buy some small ships. There. And that one, and that one. That's the 2 ships we wanted for this sector that we are getting. Is this one, yeah? And no, it was this sector. Yes, open supply, add a ship, get the smaller ones, and then just start sending all of this over. Whether we have enough, I don't know. Probably not. And this one, acquire license, open supply, just add more ships here. Here's also an interesting thing. If we look at the consumption here, like these drones, they are really light, so not really. But if you look at this one, oof, that is, the bots are a lot heavier, so that's gonna be challenging here. So now we claim that one, then we can just look at the other ones. Oh, this one's great. I actually want to take this one as well. Any of the other ones here? Oh, this one's also great. I also want to unlock that. Okay, cool. Let's get 2 more ships in here. 2 small ships. That one and that one. That's a good one. Here, add. We probably don't have enough production to satisfy this, but hey, they'll satisfy what they can. And scroll down and make sure we get all of them. That one. And this one up here. Trade license and send out the ship. That one. And I want to send out all of it, which is way too much. And scroll up that one as well. Yes. So definitely can't support this, but I can support some of it, and it'll give us a little bit more money. If we look at finance, just to get a good overview of this, you can see that in the previous day, I was consuming a lot on the market, or spending a lot on the market. Here, spending a lot on the market, and basically not really making money. I had to rebuild some, like this is the problem here, that was fixed here, so that's how it works. But in this case, this is more realistic, that we're actually, our net profit, our profit is not all of this as it shows in the overview. It's actually, this one is our profit. This is our earnings plus that one. So we'll see. And we're seeing debt tax is still a big thing that we're carrying, and ship refueling is starting to become something, but not really a big deal. So I have 300,000 now. I could and probably should make a payment. Let's make a payment of 200,000. Like every time we have something, let's just put it in here. We're down to 3.3 million, so that's really nice. Now it's time for me to make another platform. So the first thing we actually need to do before we get started on the actual platform and the assembly line is actually make the assembly line. So I built some assemblers here. They are going to make the rails, assembly line rails, which is a thing. And then there's a starter thing, which is not coming in because it's missing pistons. This is missing pistons, this is missing pistons. So we need to bring another thing in. And that goes over here. We're going to be bringing stuff. This piston here, it's expensive. I will only bring it in. 1250. That's about right. Good. Now it's not going to get made, and I need to switch over so I don't blow my ship up. Here I'm doing a new recurring order, and that is going to be pistons. They are expensive. I want to buy what's 1250. That's 5,000. I want to keep at least 10,000 here, and I want to buy it when it is less than 10,000. Ooh, that's expensive. Sure, let's do it. And there we go. Hydraulic pistons, 21, 21, 21, 21. Oh my god, that's expensive. All right, that's 100,000. That's fine. 100,000 there, and then we'll get it in 6 minutes. Then we will also send that down. Oh, we are actually making money now. That's great. And we also have to go through this one. This just all the time, just going through this and seeing. There. Just, okay, so here's the thing. Technically, it would be better to use this because it's 5%, so that when 5% increase in price, when that gets to 200, then going another incremental 5% going from 200% to 205%, that's actually only a 2.5 increase in price. So then this 2% productivity is actually better. So if you want to be optimal, then take this one up to 100% sales bonus and then go into efficiency. I would always get the weight first, and then weight, quality to 100, and efficiency for the rest. Probably would be better. And yeah, that's just my thought. We're going to be using, oh, whoa, this actually dropped a bit. Whatever. We'll put 300,000 in. We'll get more money. And there. Look at that. We only owe 3 million now. Hydraulic pistons are now coming in, and we have saturated our build buffer here. So we need some of this assembly line painter. I have no idea what that is. I know I need some assembly line producer. Sure. And I need some starter. I don't know. And we definitely need some assembly lines. So we got that. And then we fly along here. I am in the process of upgrading everything to green assemblers. As you can see that I've not gotten to this part yet because this is the science, and science is kind of stuck because we can't do science until we have the next tier. And look at all of these. There are so many coming in and out. I just had to add some more ships because they were actually ship constrained. You can see here how quickly they go up here onto full buffers. So that's actually really nice. It was a problem not with production, but it was more of production or more of a constraint with how fast we could get it up to space. So we got to the end of the line, the end of the bus, and then I built a little platform out here. And I was thinking, hey, could we use these ones to make like city blocks? And these like, oh, they're so awesome and so big. And do I even have? No, I don't even have that. But if you look at these things, they're pretty big, and it would kind of make sense to have like one thing down here. We don't know what this is, but let's have a look at. Well, I kind of know what it is. This will go something in there is somewhere there. Oh, here's no grid connection. Yeah, so because I knew this, it needed some power somewhere here, and that's gonna be like a small power pole. That's not a small power pole. A small power pole. We'll get that here, and then connect to that and connect to. Seriously? Damn it. From here. There and there. All right, so now we can see. So what is this one? What can this do? This can make any of these things. So this is, if it makes a farmer bot, click, then whatever, we can just make silly colors everywhere. There we go. Oh, because I choose the painter. Who cares about the painter? I don't want a painter. I don't want that. So let me take that out. We don't care about the painter. I don't know why I would want a painter for that matter, but maybe that's because someone wants a blue one or something. There, they'll pay extra for a blue version. I don't know, maybe that's actually a thing. Select. So there are two things they do. They attach things and they weld the things. And the attach thing, if I do this, then it needs an input inbound. So I need 32 arms coming in to this one per minute in order for this one to work at constant speed. So what I want to do is I want this one to work at constant speed. That's kind of probably a good idea. And that's one arm, because we also need another arm as well. So there's another arm, and then after that, so that means each of these. Oh man, I don't have enough of this. There. This one will then also farmer robot attaching the left arm, attaching the right arm, and then after all of these arms and legs are attached, then I'm going to be welding them. But the main problem now is going to be, how do we get the stuff inbound? Because the reset configuration here, I think that the arm is manage inventory. It's a farmer robot arm. It's not a robot arm. It's a farmer robot arm. So each type of robot has a different kind of arm, a different kind of head, different kind of everything, which is also what we see over here. So we need to make these productions here, and we need to figure out how big we want to make each of those. So here we have a production line. I have not set it up, but it's I think this is how it has to be. We configure it here and we say we make a farmer bot. So it charges and it's good. And then farmer robot torso. So we have to get a torso in here. Then, okay, so you start with the torso and then you add stuff to it and you go, okay, then we attach the left arm. Then we go over here. We attach the right arm and we go to the next one and reset configuration. Then I don't think I want to attach the head. I think I want to attach the head last, because the arms and legs are the same products first. That was left, and this one is then right arm, and then the next one here will be the head. Good. And then the next ones, these ones, are just going to be different. So these will actually now weld the left arm, weld the right arm, and weld the left leg, and weld the right leg, and we are then welding the head. And that should be all of it. That means the last one we have is not even going to be here. But that might be a painter. I don't know if they need to be painted. I can't really see that. Let's see. I do have painter. So that should be here. And they can be connected in sequence. So that's nice. And this one will then be painter here. And then I actually want to check if on the map, if they actually require different colors, because that's going to freak me out. Let's find somewhere that requires the farmer bot. We do have somewhere that requires farmer bots, right? It's probably something that isn't under our control yet. So maybe this one, for example. Farmer bot, that one. It doesn't say anything about the coloring here, and it doesn't look like there's a particular color, so they'll get it any color they want. So what's the point of coloring it? I think it just needs to be colored, and then you can just color it whatever you want. Good. Farm bots, they're green. And then what happens after that? Well, they need to go into that one, AL. Here. So this is available, and I can't really, oops. Can't see exactly what it's going to be like, but I think it has to, well, let's see if this is aligned. Oh, there are 3 inputs. Okay. And then we get our rails like this, straight in. Yeah. And that goes in, and we could have 3 different ones. Then let's see what this one is going to be like, what we can do. Configure pad, send stuff up. That will be the farmer bot. Yes, please. And it's only going to be doing on the big ships. Oof, 29. Ouch, that's not much. There. And there's no such thing as a storage location, so this is the storage location. And if we then look at this, then what we need is we need to now figure out a way to say, okay, let's see, this head, arm, leg, and head. Right, so the head is here. That one. And this, and then the last one comes in here. So now this is all good if I could just get these on the belts. Yeah. Because then let's go somewhere else and try to figure out what we're supposed to do with this. So if we look at this one, we want all of these to be working at maximum speed. This needs, it doesn't say how many it needs, but I think the other ones were the ones that dictated. Yeah, this needs 32. So we need 32 of each, but not this. And it might be making it way too big. Let's try it. Okay, so I need the torso first. Robot parts, there. This makes 8. So I need 4 of these to get to... So 4 of these. Yeah. Right. But that's also going to be like a lot of other stuff that is actually genuinely coming from the bus. If we look at the different recipes for the different robots, just to see if they are basically the same. So for example here, personal robot, thermalite, circuits, energy shields. And our energy is the same. Energy is the same. You always need energy, but it's completely different parts here. Thermalite and circuits are also here. Polymer circuits, CPU glass, for example. Polymers. The pistons are always the same. Yeah, so it basically what we're looking at here is, it's kind of a continuation of the bus. Because all the things that we need are on the bus, and either I need a new bus, which I'm not gonna do, or I need to just leech off the bus to make these things here. And then send them out on belts to go over here. Yeah, that's probably better. So I'm gonna make it off the bus because we don't need any more of these. So yeah, okay. So let's go back to the bus and start making some of these things here and then send them this way. I think I've come up with something very reasonable, and let's have a look at it as we go in. We're going to be making the farming bot, and this is... First, I'm going to make barrels, because the barrels are needed as an input. Luckily, barrels are just xenoferrite plates, but we are making 4 of these, so that's 32 per minute. Then next one is the arms, I hope. I don't know. Is that an arm? Personal robot? I don't know. It's an arm or a leg, whatever. We'll find out. And I will then make twice as much. So here I make 64 because there are 2 arms. And there are also 2 legs. So that's also 8 of those. And then finally 4 of these for the heads. And here we need the CPU. So I had to get this line that used to be the pipes, which were never used for anything. And that is now coming in. That is the most expensive product we're buying by far. It comes in here. Look at this one. And here we go. There is now 9,000 CPU. And as you can see up here, we have on our finance, we spent a lot of money on this because it is a rather expensive one. You can see here that costs 73 each. So for example, do I have anything? No, I don't have anything en route because I've just filled up my storage here, 10,000 here, and also 9,000 here, plus whatever is on the belt. So we are fully stocked, and we've been spending a lot of money on just getting everything ready. Same for all of the robotic parts. That's over here. I have now changed it so that it comes in and gets on the bus, which should be better. And then we can build the other robots here and bring it out. So we now have the robots. They're consolidating into this location, which I will hopefully just fire up here and then see if that works. Then it goes down. I used to have it over here, but I think that actually have it sort of perpendicular to the main bus is great. This is now, you can see here, that is attaching an arm, another arm, a leg, and another leg, and then the head, and then over here it goes into the actual welding part. You can also see that I have just made it, it just fits perfectly with these big power poles, which kind of makes it into a, dare we say, city block. Ooh, look at this. So we have some things. Its power is fine, right? Grid status. Yeah, I think so. I also have a lot more solar panels. 119. Oof. Okay, well, that's something. Why are they not chopping things? Because farmer robot attach left arm. Is this not it? It doesn't go in. So what did I just pick up from the belt? Personal assistant robot arm. Oh no. Alright, we're back and things are flowing now. So up here, that is where everything gets attached. Looking good. And touching their heads. Bloop. And bloop. And then we go down the line. Oh, careful that I don't get welded as well. Then we just weld the arms, legs, all the stuff. It gets welded and then it gets stuck here. It does not go any further. Why not? Oh, because this thing is a paint job, and I do think they have to be painted. I think it's they're not done without the paint being added, and then we have to figure out how to make paint. Oh, low density olumite gas, water. Well, one of them is easy. Yeah, this was no small task. I really shouldn't have done this, but I wanted to see the completed. So what I have is underground water pumps, oil pumps. They apparently work, so they're fine. Then we just need to hook this up and then everything is going to work. That's the plan at least. And we have 10 of these. So I produced 4,000, no, 8,000. Yes, 8,000 of this. And each of the path here is going to consume 3,200. So this is like for 2.5 rows, and that means I basically, if I want to make all 5 robots, then I have to double this. Over here I have like 3 to make the low density olumite and 4 to make the olumite gas, and I have no idea if it works, but I guess we'll find out. Oh yeah, one more thing. This took so long that I can now pay off my debt. That is, there we go. We don't have your debt is fully cleared. Awesome. That's charged the product sale, so that means good. And that means the only thing we really can use money for is actually this one for now. And that's gonna be nice once we actually start making it. So what I actually want is, let's see, this one should now be the farmer bot, so that when we start producing some farming bots, then they will actually get extra XP. Okay, yeah, let's get started on this. Let's see. And let's see how many things are broken. I also have no idea about throughput though. That's another headache. Okay, so let's see. You are producing stuff. That's all good. And I don't know if it comes in. So I need 1,500 for each, and I have 6,000 produced out here. So I don't know about the flow rates and such, but if there's definitely something going on over here. So that's nice. There we go. Is it coming out into this pipe? Yeah, kind of coming into this pipe. Nice. And I've made it exactly at this location, specifically so that I can extend this path, these ones, to have multiple next to each other. That would be lovely, I think. Oh, look at that. Green farming bots. Oh, nice. Look at them. They're so splash, just a splash of green. All that for a splash of green. And this looks good. And it is... okay, so is it keeping up? It really okay, there we go. There's a little burst more. It should be keeping up. Looking fine. And we are now making, let's see, farming bots. When it gets to 29, yeah, 29 is the maximum capacity for now. It can be doubled. And then we will bring it to orbit, I guess. So once we get this to 29, there we go. We got the ship coming in, a big one coming in to pick up the 29 robots. Once we get that done, then they will go, we need to go into, into orbit and then figure out where to actually allocate them. We'll just say anywhere that has farming bots will be able to go up there. Will this be, it's really slow unloading. Okay, I guess it's, it's about, this is actually interesting that you can't really empty this because the speed, as long as it's running at a full speed here, then you're basically gonna be struggling to keep up with this. Well, I mean, maybe a little bit faster. So it says vertical position here, and then I guess as soon as it goes up, another one will go down. And there. And another one should be gone. There's currently no cargo ship. Oh, there we go, because it was just not 29. And then it comes in. Good. So constant production. Sweet. That means we can go to orbit. And we can now look at our galactic. Nope. We can look at... Nope, still not this one. We can look at sales platform. Farmer bots. So we are going to sell them at 714 each. Yummy. But that's not the big money maker. The big money maker is over here. So I need to find the places that have a request for farming bots. Basically what I need to do is anything that is not in my control is probably because it needs some bots that I don't have. So I don't think I can claim any of these if I don't have the requisite bots. So this one, for example, you need farmer bots. Perfect. So can I fill all of it? Yes, 48. Go. And that means this one will be flipping soon. And we have the whole zone, but we don't have that one. Let's go up here in this location and say that's a miner bot. That's unfortunate. And that's a miner bot. Yeah. Farmer bot. Yes. There. And... oh, farmer bot is already active. Okay. Does that actually mean that it's selling? Yes. The first 2 farmer bots have been sold. Yay. Over here. Mining bot and personal assistant bot. Good. And then what about this? This is also a farming bot. Let's have a look. Farming bot like that. And nothing else. Go. This one is no science farming bot. And maybe this one is a farming. No, it's a science bot. And this is a miner bot and a personal bot. Okay. Down here. They're all mine. They're all mine. They're all mine. This is not mine because miners. This one is mine. This one is also mine, and then if we could find somewhere that needs farming bots, please. That would be so nice if someone wants a farming bot. Miners. Light oil. Okay, these are all like really good ones. What about here? Miners. Okay, I guess miners is the next one we want. No one wants farming. Come on, farming. I found one more location that wants farming bots, so let's ship some farming bots here. There we go. That was over here, Grendock. And I also took all of this area is now sort of also being pushed. And let's go back and then we should see. Oh, we don't have any money because I just spent this on buying a ton of ships. And that also means I want more hangars. We just want to keep doing this one because I want more ships. There's no upkeep for the ships. There's just, progress here. Farming bots, they are going to be here. So I start by getting this part where we can get reduce the product weight so we can ship more at any given time. And then we are going to be focusing on this. So, we are already, hopefully we're making more money here. I'm just going to let it run for a little bit of time just to see if we can really make some good money from this. There we go. We have hit 2 million in daily profit. Technically not profit, but daily earnings. And that's really nice. So let's have a look at some of the things that are going on here. We have some of these locations are actually flipping. This one is flipping, and that's going to be nice. And we get the entire area. I don't know if we actually have market dominance on the entire sector. This one we have, let's see. We have the sector market leader, but we don't have the planet market leader on this one. But all the other ones we have the plus 15%, which is nice. And you can also see this one is flipping because it's something with farming bots, and this one flipping something with farming bots. And there we also have some other ones down here. They are not flipping even though they should be. So for example, this one is not flipping because it's minor, but the other ones are flipping. This one has, like, this one should be flipping, but I'm not really getting it. The reason I'm not getting it is, unfortunately, over here, I'm simply not oh, that might be just a misclick. Let's get that. Yes, that was misclick, but there's still another issue here, and that is, you can see we are not sending the full amount there, so it's going to either take a little bit longer time, or it's going to be not possible to get market dominance, as because we're simply consuming or sort of demanding. There's too much demand compared to what we can provide here. So that's good. If we look at finance, just to wrap on this one, and here we see we now have no debt tax. That's really nice. It's really good progress, and we're starting to make a lot of money. What can we actually use the money for? Well, we can continue to upgrade our base, but we can also do improved lab equipment, which now means that every experienced product made gets 2 points. And I'm still having focus on the farmer, so the farmer is soon getting another one, and the ones we get that. What we have now is we have the maxed out weights, and then we're going to be maxing out or getting this to 100%, and then we're going to go efficiency, because as it is right now, we're actually accumulating farmer robots because there's not enough demand for it. So of course the next thing is going to be setting up the other ones: miners, personal assistants, combat, and science. And those are that's something I'm going to be doing on my live stream. So come by on twitch.tv/Nilaus and then be part of that process of setting up the rest of it and really raking in the money here. So thank you for watching. If you are a Patreon supporter, you can also get access to a save game. You can mess around and play with it yourself. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.